What up, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Finster, Pinster, SoundCloud, SoundClick, Aquarius, if you're still alive, and all points New York police. If you haven't seen it, everybody's seen Eric Grainer, 350-pound black man, get taken down in a chokehold and killed. And he said 11 times that he couldn't breathe. And the one cop at the beginning of the conversation was talking to him, and they were pretty much following him, harassing him, because he sold cigarettes. I mean, not unless you're selling, a whole boatload of cigarettes, on the black market. I mean, you know what I'm saying, to kids, then I could see, so I don't think that's what he was doing. Anyway, he was a father, he was a grandfather, he was a big man, he was a big black man. I think it's from Long Island or something like that. But I didn't, I watched the video over and over, and I didn't see nothing he did wrong. He told him, don't touch him. Like, what right do you just have to walk up and just touch, citizens? You could have, here's my whole thing. They could have said, put your hands behind your back. But I didn't hear that. They surrounded him, they jumped on him from behind, and they said he got in a fighting stance, but when his hands went up, they were like this. When I fight, my hands are like this. I'm just saying. He didn't post up. He was like this, don't touch me, don't touch me. When they grabbed him around his neck, his hands went straight up. Now, everybody has seen it, and some people will say, hey, good job, police. But let me tell you something, for those who say that, just, and don't say it's not racist, because this is a racist thing. But let me remind you guys that the police have been killing white people too. They have been killing white people in the suburbs. They have been killing men and women. They have been slamming, people to the ground. The one white lady got her whole face planted in the ground. She was already in handcuffs. And this cop picked her up from behind and slammed her face in the ground and then gave his buddy a fist bump. You should have seen her face. It was a white woman. Earlier, I think this year, the suburban people called the cops, because the son wasn't acting right, and the cop went in there and pretty much told the kid, I can pull a gun and shoot you if I want to, and he killed that kid. And the lady she said, I just told her to call the cops. I didn't think that anything would happen. And that cop just, shot that white boy. So let's get it right. The police are out of hand on every level. And they've been this way, and ever since Obama came in, they've just been all out shooting people. They had this one dude, his sister got shot in the face, I think she got shot in the chest, and there was another dude with her. Broad daylight, this cop just walked up, he rolled up, got out the car, and said, 2 words to him, and opened fired on him. And the one dude said, the cop rolled up and said, what's up? He was like, what's up? Then he opened fire on both of them. And the one dude survived because he put his hand up and the cop shot his hand. And he killed that woman. Killed her, I mean, look at the cops. They're killing our children. They're just doing what they want. They're beating our children up, boys and girls. They're coming in people's houses. And the new way of killing you is just smothering you. There are several videos where cops have come into people's houses and have pretty much deemed them criminal of some type. And they're with their families. The SWAT team just come in, pin you to the ground, and then smother you. Instead of gunshots. And then they say you die of natural causes, which is a complete lie. The cops work for the state. The judge works for the state. The prosecutor works for the state. The DA works for the state. It's all state funding. That's all it is. You are no longer a citizen. You are You're no longer a citizen. You're a captive. You are a prisoner, because when the police want to come for you, they will. Only people that ain't been killing is Asians. Not unless they go and do some terroristic stuff, you know what I'm saying? Not to say that all Asians are terrorists, because they're not. I'm saying they have to really do something out of line for the police to come after them. Really do something. Uh, yeah. So back to Eric Garner, I think his name is. So they killed him the way they have this new thing where they just, instead of shooting you, they get on top of you and they all smother you to death. And they also killed, let me tell you something, they killed Johnny Gamage that way. 5 cops jumped on Johnny Gamage in Bloomfield in Pittsburgh some years ago because he was driving a nice car. They pulled him out of the car, and he didn't do anything, and they jumped on him, and they were beating him, and they held him down, and they were beating him, and they put their knee to his neck and broke his neck and his esophagus from behind. So that's the way cops kill you. They either smother you or they break your neck from behind. And this is just a new tactic that the SWAT team, this is just what they're doing. They're blatantly killing men, women, children, white, black. It doesn't matter to them. Like I said, the only people they're not going after is like Asians and stuff like that. And there's a good reason why they're just not blatantly going after them. I mean, you can say I'm wrong or not, but let's just say we owe them a lot of money. America owes them a lot of money. And you don't want to just start killing Asians, because that would set off probably a war. But killing black people is easy, because all we do is send prayers. I'll send my prayers. I don't want your damn prayers. Somebody kills somebody in my family, I want you to get ready to get with it. I'm not going to sit there and let them go to the state, to the judge, and then when they go to the damn judge, the judge is just going to look at what they did to Scott. They shot him in front of hundreds of people on the subway. What was that, 2 years ago? Blatantly. And he said he meant to pull out his taser. No. When you grabbed Scott, Scott was defenseless. He was like, I ain't do nothing. His hands was in the air. Then he was on his knees, hands in the air. He was defenseless. He didn't do anything. You snatched him, pinned him down, pulled out your gun, single shot to the back, and killed that man. You are murderers. You're not cops. You're murderers. You're murderers. And you should be sentenced to death. Or you should be sentenced to life in prison. Now, the cop that killed Garner, this guy he hasn't been sentenced yet, but he probably won't be. He's been on death duty. So what? The guy who killed Scott, he got a year in prison. Nonsense. It's nonsense. He probably didn't do a year. You get 1 year for killing an innocent man in front of thousands of people, blatantly killing them. You cops are murderers. Mind you, there are some good cops out there. There are some great cops out there. Like, there are some cops who are about that. There's a video where cops, blocked off the whole street just to play with black kids. That's what we need. They did that on purpose. See, there are some cops that just hate to see other cops taking advantage of their position, because they really joined the force to be good people. They want to serve and protect. That's what they want to do. But there are some cops who just think that they are God. And you know what? When they meet God, they're going to find out the truth. But down here, they think they got all the power because their homies can just come to your house and jump you. Anything can happen, but I got news for you cops. You about to come into a rude awakening. Very rude, because there are some things your bullets can't stop. When you wake up, the spirit of violence like you have, it spans the globe. You just don't have enough bullets. When you wake the people up and finally let them realize that no one is safe around you, what do you think is going to happen? They're not, You you guys are buying the, Teflon bullets and all these things just to kill citizens. You are starting a war at home. What, what do you think the result of that war is going to be? Think about that, officer. Really. Just think about that. You need to go back and look at the French Revolution. They thought they were protected too. Until a bunch of citizens, farmers, came out of nowhere. They didn't expect it. And it was bloodshed. A lot of it. You gotta ask yourself, officer, when you blatantly murder people, you and the rest of your homies who've been doing this for the last couple of years since, you're just angry that a black man's in office or whatever it is, or even before that, just murdering. You really think that you can get away with that just because some phony judge, some fake judge, because that's what they are. They're fake judges. There are real judges, and there are judges to just let the police do whatever they want. There are fake judges. They're not above the law either. There are many laws you have to adhere to, just like we all have to adhere to the law of gravity. Here's the law of God. I'm telling you, when wrath is released upon you, no one, not one of you will be safe. Not one. There will be no help for you. Your friends won't help you. Your guns won't help you. Your family won't help you. There will be no help for you when vengeance comes upon you. And it will be all your fault. Your armored, gear and all the stuff you're buying from the army to try to protect your flesh. Yeah, it won't be any good. It will be all torn down, all broken to pieces. It will be. You will see everything you love turn to dust. Even your brothers are going to turn against you because you started a war. We've been watching and listening. We're just waiting for all you dirty cops. Just waiting. And the hand of God is going to strike you. And hell's going to find you. And me, I'm just going to sit back and watch. Because I don't have no gun. I got a Bible. I got these two hands to pray. I defend my house the best I can, but I'm not going to be in your war. You're asking for something you just don't understand. You really don't. You killing innocent people in the street. I'm telling you, history repeats itself. Even Rome fell, killing innocent people. And I'm sorry to Eric's family. And all the rest of the people over the years, the children, the little girl who pretty much, and you done killed so many little girls, little 8-year-old girl killed in Detroit. You killed that other girl, you ran her over with a motorcycle, then you killed her father because he came outside pissed. War is not good for anybody. And it won't be good for you. It won't be good for anybody. But you keep asking for it. One day, you're going to get it.